how a billionaire becomes a billionaire is not alone. To become a billionaire, you need systems, you need other people, you need processes. So becoming a billionaire is a very different proposition versus just becoming an entrepreneur. My recommendation for anybody starting their career, absolutely anybody, learn everything that you can about what it is that you're doing. Like literally become an expert in that. You should not leave that position until you're like, I literally know everything there is to know about this position. Therefore, I'm ready for the next mountain. I'm ready for the next challenge. Too often, there's like the shiny object syndrome where people think like, oh, there's this other opportunity. Oh, there's this other opportunity. It's like, no. You need to become an expert at this one thing. Once you have that expertise, then it's really a matter of what other skills do I need? What other skills am I lacking to get to where I want to go? For students that ask me about entrepreneurship, they're like, oh, I'm thinking about becoming an entrepreneur. There's a famous quote, Richard Branson, the objective of every entrepreneur is to raise capital. One of the advantages that you can have as an entrepreneur is to not need capital from other people because you have your own capital. Too often what people do is they're like, I'm an entrepreneur, and then they don't have any money. What do I do? Make money, save money, and then invest that money for your future. It's very simple. It's not complex. It's not sexy, but that's just the hard truth. I literally had a conversation with one of my mentees. He's like, hey bro, there's opportunities being presented to me. I just want to get your take, da da da. So I'm asking about the opportunities and they're all kind of like wishy-washy. And I was like, dude, with the amount of experience that you have, when you make a jump, it has to be like a quantum leap. It has to be monumental. It has to be massive. You're not jumping for like a 20 grand pay bump. You're talking about like 2, 3, 4, 5 times and a massive upside opportunity. Because once you have that career established, you have that bedrock, that foundation, that's huge, especially in this day and age. Everybody's a job hopper. So you don't want to be like everybody else. You want to differentiate yourself, separate yourself. So become an expert in whatever it is that you're doing. Become the best at it. And there's going to be opportunities that will come to you that you're not even thinking of right now. Perfect example, working as a credit analyst. You're going to be dealing with obviously companies that need credit, companies that currently have credit extended to them. And you're going to start noticing things. You're going to be like, wow, this business is crushing it. It's not inconceivable that you couldn't go to one of your clients or a company that's kind of like parallel to what you're doing. Once you have that figured out, you're golden. But you can't be like the best quarterback, the best running back, the best offensive lineman, the best wide receiver. It's like just focus on that one position and become a rock star at that one position. This isn't a job like, working at McDonald's or something like that where you're trading time for money. This is your career. You have to think to yourself, you're building like a structure. You're building a house, and this is the foundation. What are the skills that you're learning that are transferable? Don't be afraid to do the hard stuff. I would actually go one step further, do the hard stuff. Literally go out of your way to do the hard stuff. The stuff that people don't want to do. Not only is that going to set you apart, but that's going to give you a skill set that's like indestructible. The guy I was telling you about earlier, the one who's the VP, he said to me, bro, I'm literally doing everything at my job. And he said it in a frustrating way. I was like, dude, when you go somewhere else, you're going to have such an amazing skill set because you're doing everything soup to nuts. And if the goal is to be an entrepreneur, if the goal is to own your own thing, you're going to need to be able to do and know everything. You're going to have to know all the way from the bottom, all the way up through the top. If you had a restaurant, you got to know how to cook. You got to know how to keep people happy.
You got to know how to manage reservations. You got to know how to source food, raw materials, pay bills, keep everyone happy.
You want to be an expert at all those different tasks. That way, if you had to jump in, you're like, I got this. There's so much stuff that I do that I hate, that I don't want to do. I do it like I love it. And I do it so that I can learn, so that then I can give somebody else the direction. That's the type of stuff that I would recommend. Just crush whatever you're doing and become an expert. Everybody's focused on going home. Everybody's focused on hanging out with their friends. You need to be the person that's different. You need to be the person that's like, I want to be the best, fill in the blank. I want to be the best analyst. I want to be the best associate. Once you have that mindset, they're going to throw the ball to you when it counts. And the people that I know that are most successful in my life are the people that asked to be thrown the ball when nobody else wanted to take the ball. And they got opportunities presented to them afterwards that were literally life-changing.